This is a production of the Gold Arrow Podcast Network. Hello, and welcome back to the Gold Arrow Camp Pog-cast, a podcast for friends of Gold Arrow Camp. Throughout the year, we join you to bring your day some of what makes Gold Arrow special. Our goal is to help you have fun, make friends, and grow throughout the year, not just when you're at GAC. Since we can't get together in real life, we gather here, around the virtual campfire. We have some of your favorite parts of morning assembly, like Joke of the Day and Poetry Corner. We also have interviews with experienced campers and some of your favorite counselors. We think it's a lot of fun, and we're glad you've joined us here on the GAC Pog-cast. This is episode 18, where we chat with longtime camper, CIT, JC, and counselor Lyric about why he loves the high ropes course and why he can't stay away from camp. Well, welcome back to the second season of the almost award-winning Gold Arrow Camp podcast. I hope that you enjoy listening to the podcast as much as I enjoy making it, because I enjoy making it quite a bit. Today we really have a great guest on the show. It's Lyric. He just finished his 9th year at camp. He was a longtime camper. He was a CIT, then he became a junior counselor. And this year he was an activity counselor at High Ropes. And he had a really awesome point of view on the impact camp has on campers since he was a camper for so long. He had some really great insights, especially about how camp builds confidence. Speaking of confidence, I'm still working on learning the guitar. I've been working on it all summer. Here is where we're at now, friends. Lyric, welcome to the podcast. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm great. How's school?
Terrific. It's to be honest, a little weird adapting back to school after camp, but it's going, pretty well so far.
Right. That's always the tricky part, is like back into the real world where there's cell phones and the internet.
Oh, for sure. Especially after 2 months in the wilderness.
Right. 2 months in the wilderness with like nothing except maybe once a week checking your phone. It's chaos to get back into the constant notifications. All right. So for people who might not know you, can you tell us kind of who you are, how long you've been coming to camp, and what you do at camp?
So my name is Lyric. This summer was my 9th summer at camp, and I was part of the Rocks and Ropes team this summer. So got to do all the naturals or zip lining and high ropes activities, and even was fortunate enough to run some of the team building activities as well.
That's awesome. What thing at Rocks and Ropes is probably your favorite thing to run?
To be honest, just high ropes in general, because it's just, just dealing, helping people conquer fears and all that. It's just a lot of fun just to see, just to get a thank you from a child, or just even a hug saying thank you for helping me conquer my fear, or even a goal that I had this summer at camp. It's just such a blessing just hearing that, throughout each session.
I talked to Tika last year, and that was her big thing, was like the high ropes is really a place where people have to face fears, and it's really awesome to help them work through that. So like kind of thinking about that, this week we're talking about how one of our core beliefs is that trying new things builds confidence. How do you think, and you touched on it a little bit, so maybe we can expand, how do you think that the Rocks and Ropes program at camp helps people build confidence?
Well, I don't think people really, until you get up on the course, you don't realize maybe you might have a, fear you don't know of, or maybe you do have a fear, and just that knowing that you accomplish your goal just brings you to just a whole new level. And I think it can relate to, as well as all of the rest of camp, as well as saying, I said no to this, but yeah, I was able to do it. So how about let's not say no and just go for it. And, you're able to accomplish another goal you never thought you can do. And uh, to be honest, like when I was younger too, it's just that especially helped me get more mature and more confident in myself to try maybe more activities as the summers went by, to try more and more activities, and just dealing with heights. I mean, once you get up there, it's just, I mean, it's fun, but it's also exhilarating. Is when you get down, you just look back up and say, "Wow, I finished that." Let's go do it again next time. So
Yeah, no, every time I go up there, I'm like, okay, I've done something. I'm here. Okay. I always get that exhilaration of just being kind of 2.5 stories up in the air. Is just kind of the body says, oh, this is exciting. I'm excited now. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, the first time I went up there this summer, because I wasn't there last summer. It's been a while,
Sure.
So I was a little nervous, but after going up there, maybe I don't know, 10 times a week, just you get pretty comfortable up there, and just also just showing the kids you're comfortable makes them even more confident, which helps them a lot, and just showing you trust the whole gears, all the stuff that gets put into the course.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes them feel more confident going across. So
yeah,
it's just a lot. So yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned you were a long-time camper, like a camper and a CIT for 8 years. What?
Yes, I was CIT and JC.
Oh yeah. Oh geez. Okay, so you got all the experiences. So, as a camper or a CIT or a JC, what was your favorite activity at camp?
Honestly, high ropes.
Yeah. Okay. So you ended up right back where you loved.
Yeah, pretty much. Just throughout the whole experience, it's just I would hope when you see the chalkboard and which activities you're doing. When I saw high ropes, I was just jumping up and down in my mind, thinking, "Oh my God, I get to go back up there."
Right.
It's just been so long. So
best day at camp ever.
Oh yeah.
So now that you're a counselor and you're kind of on the other side of that, and you're living and working with campers every day, what's your absolute favorite part of kind of living and working with campers every day?
Just well, when I started this summer, I didn't realize how much you can impact a child, really. And there are many campers that would say, "Thank you so much. Give me, a little hug," and just knowing that I can do that for someone gave me just even more confidence going into the world after camp. And I think it's just that you don't really think about it until it's in the moment, and then when it happens, it happened a couple times, and I'm being honest, I got a little choked up and teary eyed, and it's just a big wow, and you just never knew you can do so much for someone,
Yeah, no.
So it's just
it's a cool transition when you move from camper and you're like, oh, these people are so awesome, my counselors are so cool, and they helped me, and I really made a connection. And then you like pivot and you get to be on the other side of that, and you kind of think, oh, I'm that person now, and you get to realize that impact that you get to have. I'm with you. It's one of the best things ever.
I remember even this one camper said to me, as well as my co-host, that he'd been going there for a couple of years, and he said that thank you for making this one of the best summers, and thanking us to making us feel like home right away, and it's having someone we can say hi to every summer at camp. And it's just like I said, it's just probably the greatest feeling in the world. You get kind of chills, to be honest.
Oh, yeah,
and I think you guys talked to us too about that, and it's just that it comes and it just hits you in a good way.
Yeah,
it was just such a great feeling afterwards.
It makes all of it worth it. It makes all of the kind of late night stuff and early mornings and kind of all of that when a kid's like, hey, thank you. I overcame a fear today. I really conquered something. You're like, oh, okay. All worth it. Totally worth it.
No, because I remember, sometimes you're on activities with, you'll see some cabins on the same activities or during free time, and you might have helped some kids, specifically with us. With it's mostly heights that
Oh yeah.
we had to help, and then say we're doing high ropes, and then we do naturals for free time, and then um, I actually had a couple of kids saying, I want to go up here and try, because of you. You helped me go over this, and I want to be able to conquer this fear as well. Um, so it just, it just keeps going. It just keeps,
Right. And
it's just so much you can do.
And I imagine for somebody who loved high ropes so much as a camper, it must be really rewarding to get kids past that fear so that they can enjoy it as well.
Oh, and I mean, that was our goal as well. Just that we want them to, feel confident. We want to assure them, you feel you're going to be safe and we got your back. And just going off that, it just gains a whole new level of trust and more confidence for them. And then they can come back next year and, even help the friend out or just, do it again, which is it's just rewarding.
Yeah. I think that, helping kids overcome fears and then having them recognize that is one of the best parts of our job.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're back at school. We talked about it. We're back in the world with phones and all kind of the chaos that goes with it. What things from camp do you use kind of on a daily basis in the real world?
Well, I'm not wearing it right now, but I always use my watch. It's just,
Sure.
It just feels weird without it, to be honest.
I'm right there with you.
You're so used to wearing it, and to be honest, it's become a tool for me because it's just easy to look at for time, and I'm gonna try to bring it back next summer if I can.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, that's just probably the main thing I use from.
That's awesome.
I can't. I mean, I like to say I use my jacket, but I live in Los Angeles, so there's not really much to it until
maybe
what we call
January.
winter here.
Right.
Maybe just for that little 3-week period where it's actually cold and cold winter. So.
All right. So you obviously really love camp and you've come back and been with us just for almost a decade. What advice do you have for campers who are coming for the very first time?
Just go for anything. Don't let anything stop you from trying a new activity. There were times when I was a camper that I didn't try until maybe my third or fourth year,
Sure.
and I said, "Wow, why didn't I try this?"
Yeah.
My first year. It's just a lot of fun. It's just I just have to say, just go for any activity. We all want you to do your best. We don't want to push you far beyond your, the limits you want to go, and just try everything as you can. And then that's what I actually told my siblings too. The first year they went to
Sure.
camp, and they've tried more activities than I have when I was a camper. And it's just like one of the goals we have at camp is that just, I guess, have an open mindset and just
Sure.
grow
Absolutely.
a little, because that really does carry on into the world after camp.
Absolutely.
Just ending up on a wakeboard or shooting a bullseye, it just builds a different level of confidence, and it can really help a child when they get older. So just try new things and just go for it. No one's here to make fun of you. We just want you to experience new activities and do your best.
Yeah, I think that that's a really key point that a lot of campers don't understand until they get older. This idea that oh, you tried all these activities. Yeah, the activities are like a vehicle to get you to a better place mentally, more confidence, more adventurous, kind of more willing to take risks in a safe way. I think campers are like, oh, I got up on the high ropes course. I realized what it's like up there. And you're like, yeah, and that's awesome. But in 10 weeks when you're at home, you're going to realize that it wasn't going up on the high ropes that mattered. It was overcoming a fear and realizing you could.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think, yeah, and you only get that if you try, right? If you don't try, you aren't going to get that. All right.
I think part of it too for me was, since I was surrounded by counselors. I didn't have my parents. At first, I didn't maybe feel comfortable trying new activities because I was just in different surroundings. But I don't think that should stop anyone from doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's your counselors are going to be like family, and so yeah, they're going to protect you emotionally and physically, and we're not going to do anything that's not safe. So people should try, right?
Oh, for sure.
All right, Lyric, it's time for the speed round. Here we go.
Oh.
What is your favorite camp song?
Ooh, Move Your Body.
Oh, that is a good one. You get you. It starts in your toes.
When you wave the flag, that was amazing.
Yes, it's a special moment for me as well. I love Queen Bee. What is your favorite item on the salad bar?
See, I know what it is. I just don't know the name of it. They're not the croutons. They look like skinny. They're like little. Yeah, they look like not worms, but you know what I'm talking about.
Like chow mein noodles, kind of.
Yeah, they look like those.
Yeah, I know exactly. I also have no idea what they're called.
Mm.
What's your favorite lip balm flavor?
S'mores.
It's a good one. You can only get it at like GAC Runners events. They don't sell it in the store. It's a shameless plug. Come to an event and see us and get some s'mores chapstick. Marshmallows or popcorn?
Ooh, popcorn.
Yeah, solid choice. And finally, Lyric, what's your real name?
My real name.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We're all out of time. We'll get it the next time you're on the podcast. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Soy. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Why is it called Joke of the Day if it's not funny?
Do you guys know what birds get when they go to the doctor because they're sick? Tweetment. And now, it's time for another Gaxpiration with Sunshine.
This week's Gaxpiration comes from William Shakespeare. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away.
Well, that does it for this, the first episode of Season 2 of the Gold Arrow Camp podcast. I want to thank bensounds.net for our intro, outro, and music into the Gaxpiration there. I want to thank Sunshine for reading the Gaxpiration and William Shakespeare for writing it. I want to especially thank Lyric for joining us here on the podcast, and I want to thank you for listening. As always, I'm Soy, and I'll save a marshmallow for you.